Welcome. We are Mark and Shannon.
That's
and
right.
We launch Rockstar Speakers.
It's a rock star kind of day.
It's a rock star kind of day.
Welcome to Speak Your Path to Cash, how to attract a flood of
high-paying clients. You're going to get a lot out of today's webinar. So we're excited. We'd like to be able to connect with you guys. So please start typing in on the side here. Let us know where you're from. We're going to let some people start to show up, but let us know where you're from across the country.
We got to take the rockstar glasses off?
For now.
I don't want to. I want to lead like this.
Well,
this
go
is kind
for
of
it.
fun. Yeah.
They're pretty
we'll
dark.
Like this. Yeah. Welcome.
So let us know where you're from. Go ahead and let us know. I see that Stan is on the line, Sylvia's on the line, Lauren, Alan, Tanisha, Michael, Cyrus, Janice, Penny, Cheryl, Rashmi, Kevin. Wow, look at all these people showing up.
So tell us where you're from. Do we want to do a quick poll?
Actually, here in a little bit.
Yeah?
We'll do a poll here in just a second. Very good. Rock on, Mark and Shannon. Thank you. Love it. Fun already. Bring it on. Yay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Stan from Maryland.
Stan from Maryland.
Fantastic.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Right on.
Awesome.
So if you're on today's webinar, it's because you have a calling inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
There is a burning desire that just can't stop you. You've got to just get your message out into the world. You've got to do what it takes to to follow that calling and honor that calling. And today we're going to help you be able to get clear on how to use speaking and the role that speaking plays on fulfilling that calling.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Cyrus, first album I bought. Back in
right
black.
on.
Yeah,
That's great.
baby.
Right on, brother.
Awesome.
Right on from Nevada City. Excellent. Right on.
Nice.
Santa Cruz. Right
Woo.
on. Cindy from Northern California.
Nice. Kevin Crane from Philadelphia. That's my dad's friend.
Oh,
hey,
nice.
Kevin. Nice to see you.
Right on. So, needless to say, we're going to have some fun today, but we're also going to give you a lot of mad, crazy content.
That's right.
So we're going to ask you to go ahead and just clear your space and really get it ready for about an hour and a half of solid content. We're going to give you some really good education. We want to interact with you a lot. Tanisha from Yorkville, Illinois. Illinois.
Yeah.
Marcia from Tennessee. Excellent.
Nice.
And so we just want you to interact with us. Ask us questions. We've got San Diego, Alan from down in San Diego. Awesome.
Nice.
So we're going to take an opportunity to interact with you, answer some questions. And then we're going to actually tell you a little bit about Big Impact University, our program that launches Rockstar Speakers and shows you how to turn 10 minutes of stage time into $10,000 plus.
That's right. You're also going to learn how to get more speaking gigs. We're going to show you how to turn each of those gigs into at least $10,000 every time you speak. What would your life be like if every time you spoke, you knew you could turn that into $10,000?
That's right. And we have a duplicatable, repeatable system that allows you to do that with integrity and to be able to do it in a predictable fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's much easier and simpler than you might think.
Mm-hmm. So let's take a moment just to get here.
Yeah, to land.
Just to land and get present. So make sure anything that rings or vibrates or dings is turned off and on silent for the next 90 minutes. Make sure you're not multitasking and on Facebook and doing other things. Just fully give yourself the gift of being here now. Yeah, what you're about to learn is life-changing. So we want you to be fully present and here right now. You're also going to want to have a pen and a piece of paper because we're going to give you lots of hot strategies and juicy content, baby. Right. So make sure you're all ready to rock and roll.
Right. Make sure that you got your ringers turned off. Mm-hmm. Let anybody know that you're in a meeting and you don't want to be disturbed. And really just be here now and be present. We've got so much that we want to share with you. It's our calling to help brilliant change agents, speakers, experts, coaches, and healers really begin to get their brilliance out into the world. And what we know is that you are here to make a big impact and that you're struggling with how to do that. Mm-hmm. You may have gone to lots of trainings, been to all the gurus, done a lot of the inner work, but this calling isn't manifesting in your world the way you'd like it to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You've been to tons of trainings, tons of seminars. You've been doing the years of inner work. and it's just not manifesting in your bank account. So it's super, super frustrating. So now is the time
That's right.
to speak your path to cash,
That's right,
baby.
baby.
And we like to have fun, so I hope you do too, because
That's
you
right.
are in for
You're
a treat. Yeah. Awesome. So I'd like to know videos that they've watched.
Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to do a poll right now.
Yeah, we have some polls, and this helps us to keep it interactive and engaging. So we're going to send out a poll real quick of what videos have you watched in, no, we don't have that?
No, I'd have to create that.
Okay, well, then you want to
So
do.
how about which phase of business
Okay.
do you feel
All
like
right.
you're in?
Okay, there we go. So what phase of business are you in? If you saw video 3, we talked all about the phases of business. And if you didn't, that's totally fine too. So let us know, are you in phase 1, profitability?
Phase 2, leverage.
Are you in phase 3, automation?
Or are you spinning your wheels in all 3?
Yes. Or are you not sure? Maybe you didn't watch the video and so you have like no idea what we're even talking about. And that's totally fine.
So you'll see the poll over to the right of this video. Go ahead and mark where you are at and where you see yourself. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and all 3, or you're just not sure. Go ahead and.
All right, awesome. Looks like most of you are in
phase 1.
Phase 1, profitability, and you know you're rocking phase 1 when you're consistently making at least $10,000 a month or more.
Right.
So if you're not quite there yet, then you're still in phase 1.
And if you're not sure, that is totally appropriate. If you're spinning your wheels in all 3, that's more likely the case for most people that come to us. Great.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. That helps us know how to steer today's content.
Looks like about 40% of you are in phase 1 and 40% of you are in all 3. Yeah. So we're gonna help give you some clarity today.
Because the world needs your special message. That calling that you're feeling is in you for a reason. And you may not realize it yet, but you're an emerging leader, meaning you're meant to lead some kind of charge. That calling is speaking to you as a speaker, and a speaker is a leader, and a leader is a speaker.
That's right. And if you're not speaking now, you need to be.
That's right.
You need to be. And we're going to talk about all the benefits of speaking and how to really monetize your message.
Because speaking is the fastest way to make a big impact. Look at some of the legacy makers that we study, like Martin Luther King Jr., Marianne Williamson, Steve Jobs. These are people that started global movements in their own backyard and led to wide sweeping change across the world. And that's where it starts with you, is being able to use speaking to have a big impact.
That's right. And so if you're called to make a bigger difference, you're called to be a leader. So it's time to step up as the agent of change that you are, and to really leave your heart print on the world. It's one of the reasons why we love speaking so much, is that it's about the connection with your audience and with other people. And in this crazy day and age with technology, we've kind of lost that like real human connection.
That's right. And it's interesting. I remember I was 24 years old. I was sitting on the aisle 7 or row 7, right on the aisle, when I saw my first ever millionaire speaker take the stage. And the presence and confidence that he had, and behind his message of content was this heart that I didn't know was a part of wealth. And it was a heart and a space of true caring. And today you're going to get both of that today. We want to talk with you about leaving your heart print on the world, but also having the mechanics of a speaker that knows how to make money and get things done. That's a rock star.
That's a rock star, baby. That's right. So speaking is the new marketing. It's the new marketing. What do we mean by that? Well, instead of spinning your wheels trying to figure out YouTube and Facebook and online marketing, and you're going to networking event after networking event, working on your website or your business cards,
taking a WordPress course,
totally doing a bunch of shit that you probably don't want to do. Okay. What if you could get 1 or 2 speaking gigs a month in your own neighborhood, in your own backyard? And that's all the marketing that you needed to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So speaking is the fastest way to grow your business, make a difference, and change the world. And even if you don't feel like you're ready, doesn't matter. That calling is pushing you to get out of your comfort zone and do it anyway. Speaking is the simplest way to start to make things happen in your business and to honor that calling.
Cool. So let's talk about the benefits of speaking. You're gonna actually want to write this down, okay? So there's so many benefits of speaking. It allows you to attract high-paying clients.
It helps you get more visibility.
You get known as the go-to expert in your field.
And we like it because it's the ultimate leverage. You're able to speak to a group of people instead of speaking one-on-one. So you're able to leverage your time and your expertise to a group all at once.
And you can easily sell your programs, your products, your retreat programs. You can fill your coaching practice or your consulting practice a whole lot easier with speaking.
You know, it allows you to have connections with industry leaders, because remember we said speakers are leaders and leaders are speakers. So when you start speaking, other industry leaders notice. And then it makes these connections and collaborations that lead to great things happening in the world.
And it helps you to find JV or joint venture partners and collaboration partners, because you get seen as a leader, then other leaders are attracted to you.
That's right. And it's free marketing that works.
Free marketing, baby.
That's
free
right.
marketing.
And it allows you to really have the big impact that you're called to make. So we appreciate that. All right, I'm noticing... So I do have a request. Someone, Wayne, I see you raised your hand, and I'm gonna ask you to type into the chat, because we've had some technology issues that if we
type in your question.
Yeah, if we try to connect you as a speaker, it'll disconnect you. So go ahead and type in what you need to type, and we'll make sure in answering questions.
Yeah, and Alan says, I'm really spinning my wheels.
Oh, Alan, we get that.
Yeah,
I'm still
Alan.
in phase one and not really in phase one in both my businesses. Yeah, we understand that, brother. We spun our wheels for years trying to do all three, because you know, you go to a great training and it makes sense. Oh, I'm going to use Facebook ads and I can bring them into my company and I can get clients, but we don't see the complexity behind all of it.
Yeah.
And that's what we love about speaking, is that it's a simple way to get clear on the message that you're going to send in all arenas of your marketing. And it allows you to engage with people heart to heart.
Yeah.
And that's what we really like about it.
And I'm curious, Alan, and for all of you that are spinning your wheels, how is that impacting your life?
Yeah.
You know, it's easy to say you're spinning your wheels, but really, what's the impact of that? So Alan and anybody else who's spinning their wheels, if you could just type in, you know, maybe it's affecting your confidence.
How's it affecting your relationship with your spouse or your kids?
Maybe you're just frustrated and you're like, crap, maybe I do need to get a job.
Right.
You know, and then you like check in and you're like, oh, you know, so that frustration and that agony, how is that affecting you on a day-to-day basis?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as a speaker, you get known as the expert. Yeah, Cindy, you do. And that's what I think is really important, is that you get to be seen as an expert. And so if you're spinning your wheels, you haven't had the opportunity to speak as much as you'd like, what is that bringing up in you emotionally? We want to be able to have an opportunity where you feel safe, to be a little vulnerable here. It's through vulnerability that you have the greatest breakthroughs. That's one of the things that happens in our live events, is that we create a space that really allows people to feel an authentic connection with each other, with us, with themselves.
Yeah.
And as you feel that now, and you start to recognize that it's frustrating to be able to be spinning your wheels, to not see things happen. Like Kevin here, it's a bit frustrating trying to break into a niche market.
Yeah.
Yeah, and oftentimes we don't know how to break into a market. We understand we're supposed to have a niche, but then it feels like we're cutting off a whole bunch of who we are or who could be our potential clients.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's a reason they say your niche is such a bitch.
Yes.
And we'll cover a little bit of that today.
We're going to cover actually the #1 missing piece of if you've been spinning your wheels, and Kevin, you mentioned it's hard to break into a niche market. We're going to share with you guys today why it's been so difficult, and the #1 missing piece that could be missing for you, and why you're not getting kick-ass results. So we'll go over that.
Right.
So Marcia says, I'm getting bookings and the schedule is increasing, but I'm not getting paid a lot.
Ooh, okay.
So busy,
That's
running
right.
from gig to gig to gig, but not monetizing it as effectively
That's
as
right.
you could.
And I bet, Marcia, that you're getting lots of compliments, but not clients.
Mhm.
And there's a specific reason for that. It's in the way that you're positioning and creating your content. And so we address that. I'm not going to be able to go deep dive into that today, but that is part of the curriculum, is making sure that you get clients, not just compliments.
Yep. And Alan says, I'm having a lot of back off after several tragic enrollment conversations.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, we get that,
Yes.
Alan.
Yeah, mastering enrollment is not an easy thing. It's something that we take a lot of time with in Big Impact University. But once you master enrollment, you can write your ticket, my friend.
That's right.
You know, so there's definitely strategies of how to master enrollment and not have it be so tragic. Yeah.
That's right. And Cindy, she's like, it's scary not knowing what to do next, where, where or if the money is going to be here at the end of the month.
Yes.
That's all really scary stuff.
Mhm.
And so what we like you guys to do is to just breathe and recognize that this is part of fulfilling your calling.
Yeah.
It's nothing you're doing wrong. You do need to get clear and take right actions, and that's often what mentors can help you do. So but it's not your fault. You're
Yeah.
here, you're looking for answers, and the universe will bring you the resources. It'll bring you the people that can support you in fulfilling that calling.
And the fact that you showed up today for yourself, whether you've watched all the videos or you're just now joining us for the webinar today, you're saying yes.
That's right.
To yourself, to your future clients, and to your calling and your purpose. And we know what that takes.
We do.
So we really acknowledge you for showing up today for yourself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this training is for you if you're called. You're really called to make a bigger difference, but you're just not seeing the results. And you're struggling to get clear on the steps of what to take, of the actual strategies that are going to get you the results that you're
And the
craving.
reason you're unclear is because you've been doing it all. You've been trying to do everything, and none of it is really working.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're going to show you what really does work.
Yeah.
So this training is going to be really perfect for you if you're doing a lot of networking, going to networking event after networking event after networking event, but you're still not getting a flood of clients.
Yep.
You know, there's a specific tool and strategy for using networking to grow your business, and it's a form of speaking.
Yep. And Stan just piped in and he said in a full-time job, he's just getting started, not even sure how to get started.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Right. So it can be overwhelming and confusing of like where to even start, where to even, what is the first step?
Right.
Yeah.
Very good. So you've been doing tons of trainings, hire top coaches. You do what feels like are all the right things, but you're just not seeing results. We've got some answers for you in today's webinar.
And this training is for you if you're talented, you're brilliant, and you have gifts to share. But again, you're just not seeing it show up in your bank account. And that can be really, really frustrating.
Yes.
So if you're not consistently making at least $10,000 a month or more, this webinar is going to be perfect for you because we're going to lay out exactly the system that you can use speaking to generate that kind of money.
Yeah. And if you're really ready to fulfill your life's purpose and grow your business fast without working so hard, then this is the right webinar to be. So we'd like to take a little bit of time to tell you about Shannon and I. We did have some videos. Some of you got to see some of those videos. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But we do want you to understand what you're getting. Shannon and I have had experiences like you. We've had setbacks. And a lot of these things have really positioned us to be great mentors to people who are looking to use speaking to grow their business.
Yeah, and we really believe in living out loud. A lot of times people can think like successful people, oh, they were born that way and they have something special that you don't have.
Their mojo.
And guess what, guys? We're human beings just like you, and we've been through a lot of tragedy, and we've had to overcome that. I mean, in the last 2 years, we've been able to generate a 7-figure business. And we came together, we started dating, we had our first date New Year's Eve 2013. And as twin flames and soulmates, we knew we were here to do big things.
Yeah, we came together to fulfill each other's callings.
Yeah.
So we were brought together by the universe to do the work we're called to do. And what's interesting is we see the universe continues to send us the clients that really need us, the colleagues that can really support us. And it works for you that way as well. I mean, we started our business 3 months after we started dating, and 90 days after starting our business, we had our first 6-figure event, and we knew we were onto something. 6 months later, we loved it so much. 6 months later, we did it again, and we had a second 6-figure event.
Yes.
And so we really realized that we created an opportunity for people that are called to be a rock star speaker to step into the big impact world. We have a big impact brand where we're launching rock stars all over the world, and they're using speaking in their own backyard to really start to leave that heart print on their particular tribe.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
Yeah, and I'd say what we're most proud of is the results that we get our clients.
Yeah.
In the last 12 months alone, the Big Impact Tribe, our clients, have generated over $3.1
yes.
million in their businesses. $3.1 million in their businesses. And guess what? They were spinning their wheels.
Right.
They didn't know what their niche was. They were struggling with enrollment. They're exactly in the same place that you are right now. And so if they can do it, if we can do it, you can do it too, baby.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. And so with this brand, we launched Big Impact University, and that is the vehicle that we use to really help brilliant change agents make the change they're here on this earth to do. And
Yes.
to do that predominantly through speaking.
Yes.
Pretty much like Marianne Williamson, Martin
Yeah.
Luther King, and them.
Totally. So let me tell you about my amazing man here.
Tell them all about me, baby.
Yeah, Mr. Mark Granger. He's actually an award-winning branding consultant. He's worked with and consulted with some of the top brands in the world. Porsche, Marriott, Budweiser, McDonald's, Aflac. Yeah, he's the mastermind behind those big brands. And he loved that work. He's creative and this visionary, and branding is just, he loves it. He's amazing at it. But at some level, it wasn't totally fulfilling his soul.
Yeah, I really liked working more with the small business person who had the ability to have decision-making power. When you're working with these big brands, you're working with a marketing committee, and they've got to get authority, and so they couldn't really make decisions. They were locked up in making it all about revenue, and your brand is about making an impact.
Mm-hmm.
The revenue is a byproduct,
Mm-hmm.
but your brand has got to be about who you are and how you connect with and what are you doing and standing for in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been really privileged. I've designed over 450 branding and promotional campaigns. I've written and produced thousands of radio commercials. And I've really found my niche is helping these conscious business owners understand the role that mindfulness around money can be, so
Mm-hmm.
that spirituality and money and the inner game of business is what really allows you to have the most effectiveness. in
And
your life.
he's also really mastered the speaking industry, the seminar industry.
Yeah.
He shared the stage with Rich Dad Poor Dad's Robert Kiyosaki, Marsha Weeder. She's been on Oprah twice. Max Simon, Alexis Neely, Jack Canfield. So all the big names in the industry, Mark has shared the stage with them. And so he really is an expert in the speaking industry.
Thank
so
you,
I'm
baby.
so lucky we get
Thank
to
you
do
very
this
much.
together.
But it wasn't always that way. As someone who had all this experience in branding, I knew how important it is to have a niche and have clarity on the problem you solve for that niche. But like you, I had all this experience, all this education, and I couldn't figure out my brand. I had 11 different iterations of my brand, all of which I would build a brand new website. I would have a brand new website, a whole funnel, create the product line, which usually takes a minimum of concentrated work for 90 days, anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 on the hope that you'll convert. And I barely got by, sometimes by the skin of my teeth. And it was miserable, knowing that knowing what I had to have and not being able to find it within myself. And I remember looking in the mirror and realizing, I'd gained weight. I'd gone through a divorce. I'd had the tragedy of losing my in-laws. They both lost their lives within 4 months of each other. My life was spinning out of control. And I remember looking in the mirror, and I had been isolating myself, not sharing my message. And I'm like, Mark, you're out of integrity with yourself. You got to start being honest with who you're called to be. So even though I didn't have the money, I came up with a way of hiring a coach. I got myself a spiritual teacher and started getting back into my yoga and meditation. Before you know it, I lost 40 pounds. I tripled my income and really started to develop a strong spiritual practice. And I stepped fully into my calling as a speaker and spiritual teacher. And that's when I met my Queen Shannon. And that's when more clarity came by on really making business my spiritual practice and showing other conscious business owners what can happen when you make business your spiritual practice.
Yeah. And Alan pipes in and he says, I believe you understand my pain, but I have to make this work right now. There's a lot of people, you're not alone here, my friend.
That's right.
And you said, but you're really beginning to doubt that you can do it. And if you can't enroll people in your program and it's all ready to go, what are you going to do? So
Right.
we're going to help you with that today.
That's
okay.
really
So
good,
just
yeah.
hang tight. We're
Hang
with
tight.
you.
We're with you.
with you.
And continue to type in your comments. We're monitoring
Yeah.
them, and that'll help us steer the conversation. So any questions or comments that you have, we really would like to know.
Yeah.
And I want you to know all about my bride, Shannon.
Oh,
She
Ben,
is
we
one
just
of
got
the-
married like what?
3 months ago.
3 months ago.
That's
already.
right.
3 months
Almost
ago.
3 months.
Yeah.
And it's really, she's one of the most amazing people I've ever met. And she really has an outstanding background. She has really produced multi-speaker events. She's the producer with the Golden Rolodex. She knows even more people in the industry that I know. Marsha Weed has been on her stage a couple times. Jack Canfield's been on her stage because she's successfully produced events that have generated over $500,000. She built her own detox spa at age 23. Had over 4,000 clients. She did that in just a couple of years using speaking to grow that business. And she shared the stage with some of the top speakers in the world, including Max Simon, Alexis Neely, Jack Canfield, and really understands the seminar industry. She understands what it takes to generate 6, even 7 figures through events and through speaking.
Yeah, and through the multi-speaker events, I learned a lot. It was really kind of my groundwork in learning the industry. And Laurel Langmeyer from The Secret, she's been on my stage. Mark Victor Hansen, he sold over 1 billion books worldwide. So I'm forever grateful for those connections and those experiences. There was only one problem. Behind the scenes of the big multi-speaker events, in my opinion, it lacked a lot of integrity. And I was left feeling very unfulfilled. I didn't feel like we were really making a big difference in people's lives. They'd come to an event, be there for 4 days, have 17 speakers, buy a bunch of shit that they didn't need.
Right.
Now I call that shelf help. You might have some of that. I know Mark and I do. A bunch of CDs and tapes and all this stuff that you don't really need. And so at the end of the day, I wasn't feeling very fulfilled. I felt like, okay, I'm building someone else's brand and helping them to get their message out in the world, helping them to make great money. But at the end of the day, I wasn't getting paid very well. And I also wasn't feeling very fulfilled. So I started to get really cynical because I wasn't sharing my message.
I remember when we first started dating, Shannon had just was just starting to come out of the cynical space. She was really focusing on her pleasure, actually. And was really starting to look at who is she as a woman, not just as a businesswoman. And I remember the moment where she was really torn and she was like, I just don't want to get back into the way it used to be. The industry is broken. And we don't want to go too much into the industry because everyone's talking about the industry is broken. And we think the speaking and coaching industry is the best industry in the world. It's the industry that's going to change the planet. But it takes people like you and us to be leaders and have a different way of doing business more authentically on a relationship level, not just a transaction level. And that's what speaking allows you to do, is to connect with people authentically.
And I felt like, I was longing to make a bigger difference in people's lives, and, Mark and I had started dating and he's like, babe, I believe in you. I believe in you. So having someone in your corner and by your side and having somebody that believed in me made such a huge difference. And now that's what we do for thousands of our clients all around the world, is that we believe in you.
That's right.
We believe in your dreams because we know how important that is, that you have someone that believes in your dreams and tells you to go for it and gives you great strategies and helps you with the inner game. And so now we have this amazing, authentic business that we get to just be ourselves, share our gifts, share our message. We went to Kauai after we got married. We're going to Thailand and Bali in December. And so we really have an amazing life. I joke with Mark all the time and I tell him, pinch me, baby.
And I do, right on the butt.
Yeah, exactly. That's his favorite part. I mean, it really is an amazing life. And if we can do this, you can do it too. You get to decide how big of a game you want to play, but you really can have the freedom that you're longing for. You really can make the income and the impact that is possible. And in just 10 months of our business, we made over $400,000. Catch this, without business card
or a website.
or a website.
That's right.
Yeah. So we did it all with speaking, and we used a 3-step system, and that's exactly what we're about to go into right now. So do we want to go
yeah,
through anything
I
else?
just want to acknowledge a couple of people. Marcia, you're saying that's why I speak. That's what I speak on quite often: relationship marketing,
Nice.
making others feel like you are more to you than just a transaction.
Hello, amen.
Yes, that is what people want. I think that's one reason why people don't see business as this amazing entity for making change in the world, is because it's been so much about sell, 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 that people don't see it as this loving extension of the expertise you bring to the world.
Right.
And so great, love that, Marcia.
And Alan says he's got more shelf help than he can count.
That's right.
Yeah, I feel you, brother.
Kirk, he says, I feel a mixture of tears and excitement.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, we get that, brother. We get
Nice,
that.
nice. And Jonathan said, I've heard a lot about life spinning out of control, about being broke, about those of us who are in a stage 1 and are just getting by. How do we go from just getting by to paying you two for the program? and let's see, are we to just do what we can from the free info to try to save money for your program? We're going to talk about that, Jonathan.
We will.
Thank you for asking
that's
that.
a really good question. And
Yep.
let me let you know something, John. The difference between being broke on stage and actually making money is only this much.
Yeah,
it seems like
right.
it's this much,
Yeah.
but it's just a small tweak of a few things that can make the difference between $100,000 and $1,000. And I'm really honest with you about that.
Yep.
So it's not the gap you think that it is, but it does take a leap of faith. And sometimes that means making investments that are really scary.
Yeah, and I mean, Mark and I would not be where we are today if it wasn't for mentorship. Like,
Plain and simple.
we are products of this industry. We've both invested over $100,000 in our personal development and business education beyond graduate school. So, we are big believers in mentorship. Whether you decide to work with us or someone else, you can take the long, slow, painful road and try to figure it out for yourself. Maybe you'll get there. Or you can kind of hop on the back of somebody that's done it. So we'll get more into
we'll come back around to that.
Yep.
But we do want to take a few moments to recap what's happened already. So we have the How Do You Speaking to Grow Your Business Fast video series.
Many of you have seen that
Yeah.
already. And if you haven't, we're just going to do a quick little recap.
Real quick review. So video number 1 came with a blueprint on how do you speaking to grow your business fast. We went over to the 12 different types of speaking, 4 ways in which speaking rocks. Then we had report number 2.
And report number 2 was all about the 5 barriers to attracting high-paying clients.
We had a video with that as well.
Yes.
That's a really good video that goes into some of the inner game stuff that gets in your way from attracting 6 figures.
Some of those were, isolating and trying to do it all alone,
Right.
not speaking,
Spinning your
wheels and, not having a system. So if you haven't seen these videos yet, you can watch those later after this webinar.
Yeah, and one of the confirmation emails that you got for the webinar, the links to the videos are there. We also had a success blueprint in video number 3, which was stop spinning your wheels, discover the 3 phases of business. And it allows you to understand the 3 different phases that we talked about and how to focus just on phase 1, profitability, so that you're not spinning your wheels with a whole lot of technology and things that cost you money.
Yes.
So that you can go out there and you can start to generate revenue from free speaking engagements, small speaking and gigs in your own backyard.
That's right. That's right. So today you're going to learn our Speak Your Path to Cash system. We're going to go over how to use speaking to make at least $10,000 a month
or more.
We're going to show you how to get the speaking gigs.
We're going to go into the number 1 missing ingredient that makes marketing work. This is a game changer for your entire business, and how to follow your calling and create a movement.
All
So we got a lot to cover in a
Yes.
short amount of time.
Let's do it.
Let's dive in.
Let's
deeper.
do it. Okay.
So I'd like you to pull out a piece of paper. We're going to share our screen here in just a second. Go ahead and pull out a piece of paper, and you're going to list it from 1 to 14 down the sheet. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to 14. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have the big impact quiz. Okay. So we're going to have you answer it now as we each reveal each one of these questions. You're going to put a You're going to put
A Y for
Y
yes or an N for
or
no.
an N for no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, and then in just a moment, there is a little bit of a delay. Here we go. Okay, so 1, you have at least 5 one-on-one clients. Y or N?
Number 2, put a Y or N next to number 2 if you're selling packages for at least $2,000.
Mm-hmm. Number 3, you enroll a minimum of 1 out of 4 potential clients. Can you say that? Yeah. Y or N?
Number 4, you're making $5,000 a month or more. Yes or no?
And number 5, you track your finances and look at your numbers at least once a month. Y or N?
Number 6, you have a clear tribe and problem that you solve. Y for yes, N for no.
You have at least 2,000 people on your list. Y or N?
Number 8, you're consistently making $10,000 or more each month. Y or N?
Number 9, you're speaking at least twice a month and get a flood of enrollment conversations each time you speak. Y or N?
Number 10, you've had a 6-figure launch or event. Y for yes, N for no.
11, you have 10 reliable joint venture or JV partners. Y or N?
Number 11, I'm sorry, we just did that one.
Yep.
Number 12, you have a marketing manager on your team. Y or N?
Number 13, you're making at least $500,000 a year or more. Y or N?
And number 14, probably one of the most important, you're really enjoying your business and the impact that it has on people.
Mm-hmm.
Y or N?
Okay, now what you're going to want to do is count up the number of no's, the number of N's that you have. Go ahead and count them up, and then go ahead and tell us how many no's you have, and you can put that right in the chat. We like to see kind of where you're at.
Yeah, so go ahead and put those into the chat. We know there's a little bit of a delay, so we're going to talk to you a little bit about the importance of really of using speaking to make a bigger impact. I think what I want you to really see, if you could take anything from today, is that when you authentically are expressing what you're here to express in the world, and you have a system that allows you to do that in the right way, in the right order, and in the right sequence, then you can monetize your message.
Yes.
And that's when change agents really have an impact in the world. If you are spinning your wheels, broke, unable to pay your bills, unable to invest in mentorship, how are you ever really truly going to be able to get out there and impact lives? You know?
All right, so let's go ahead, scroll on up, and we'll see how you're doing with your quiz.
Okay,
So
Jonathan, 11.
11, yeah. Alan says, I've been reviewing the info from Big Impact, and it all comes down to speaking, getting people interested in having an enrollment conversation or networking, and getting lean in. Yes, we're going to be talking more about that.
Stan, all knows, yes. Mostly no. How many knows, Alan?
How many knows, Alan? Tell
That's
us
right.
exactly how many knows. Stan, brand new, so all knows.
Yes,
Yikes.
you get that.
Oh,
Kirk,
man.
12, right?
Marcia, 9.
9. So really be thinking a little bit about this, okay? So we'll go into this a little bit more, but how does it feel? We want to get into the emotional side. How does it feel to you to answer that many no's? What's it bringing up for you? Lots of times we've had responses like it's bringing up fear, regret, shame, embarrassment. So, you know, we're opening up, we're kind of peeling back the layers here and really helping you guys just be authentically vulnerable with us.
Yeah, Penny says Rutro 14.
Rutro,
yeah,
14,
Kurt
yeah.
12.
Yeah,
Marcia,
no partners or staff yet. Yeah. So how does that feel? Not having your business where you want it to be yet.
Yeah. Therese, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correct, but 12 for her.
Yes.
Kirk, I haven't started yet. Yep.
Good.
Yeah. Well, you're in the right place. If
You are.
you're brand spanking new, man, I wish we had this information 10 years ago. It would have saved so much time and agony and beating ourselves up. You know, for me, what was happening is I was going to all these seminars and going to all these events and investing in mentors and doing all the right things. I was doing everything they told me to do, but I was out of sequence and I didn't know it. So I internalized that and really felt like a failure. I'm like, you know, why can't I figure this out? And surely I need to work harder. I need to put in more hours. I need to hunker down and focus. And, you know, so I was beating myself up constantly. And the phases of business changed everything for us. And it took a long time to really learn that. We call that on the court learning.
That's right.
Yes.
So Kirk, I'm being told that I need to speak.
Yes.
Great. Very good.
Yes.
Fantastic. Marcia, I'm feeling resolved to learn more and
Yeah.
get some partners involved. I love that.
And then Jonathan says, because I see Ben and Jen. Oh, you're friends with Ben and Jen.
Yay.
Yay. They're they're Rockstar Royalty. They were like
That's
our
right.
very first success story, our very first client. So Jonathan says, because I see Ben and Jen so successful and we are doing the same thing, but don't know how to speak about it like they do. Well, guess what, Jonathan?
They didn't either.
They didn't always know how to speak about it.
Yeah, we'll go into their testimonial a little bit later.
Yeah.
Penny talking about a striking feeling in her stomach, a little bit
Yeah.
embarrassed. Thank you for your
Yeah.
vulnerability, Penny. Yeah.
Thank you.
How many of you can relate to that?
Mhm.
Kirk, what does out of sequence
Okay.
mean? Okay, great.
Okay, great.
question.
So real quick, we talk about the phases of business. You're going to want to go back and watch video number 3, Kirk. And you can do that later after the webinar where we talk about the importance of sequence, what to do first, second, and third. Okay.
And that actually goes beyond just what we talked about in the 3 phases of business. In Big Impact University, it's a system of systems for business. And it's the fundamental systems you need to have a profitable business, to allow your phase 1 to just explode, your phase 2 to go to the next level, and your phase 3 to have a global impact.
Mhm.
Because it gives you the foundational systems. And in every system, it is a matter of sequence. So for instance, if I was baking a cake, and I put it in the oven before mixing all the stuff, I have all the right ingredients,
Right.
but I didn't do it in the right order, the right sequence, so I'm not going to get the result of a delicious cake.
That delicious cake is not going to happen.
So we're going to
All
go
right.
into your Speak Your Path to Cash speaking system. Now, when we do this, we want you to understand these are 3 simple steps,
Yep.
but they're profound.
Mhm.
And all you have to do is memorize these steps. For each step, you have to skill up and
Yep.
gain a skill. You have to use a system. But as you do that, these are the easiest skills, the easiest systems that you can employ as a business owner to start being profitable right away.
That's right. Okay, so you ready for step number 1? Drum roll, please.
Drum roll. Step number one
is get speaking gigs. Step number 1, you got to get the gigs. Okay, so you're probably asking, where do I get the speaking gigs? Speaking gigs are everywhere. Everywhere. So let's give you some examples. Okay.
Like Meetup.
Mhm.
If you've never been to Meetup, go to meetup.com. There's over 750,000 groups in the United States alone.
Mhm.
Tons of speaking opportunities at meetups.
Mhm. Women's groups. That's a fantastic place.
And the Dalai Lama said at the 2009 Peace Summit,
Mhm.
Western women will save the world. So we're seeing tons of women's group show up for women to step into their leadership, to understand their femininity.
Yes.
It's a great time for women to be in their power.
Yeah, so that could be moms groups, yoga classes, yoga centers. There's a lot of women leadership conferences, business conferences. If you offer a business service, the Chamber of Commerce or Rotary is going to be a really great avenue for you.
And then every industry, including moms, there's associations.
Mhm.
And associations typically are opportunities for people to get training, to get a support in whatever that association represents. So
Mhm.
associations are a great place to get great speaking gigs.
eWomen Network is a fantastic network. It's a nationwide network, so no matter where you live in the country, you can pop into an eWomen Network. They do accept mails. They call you emails.
That's right.
So that's a really great network to be a part of.
Another one that's growing really quick is the Holistic Chamber of Commerce.
Mhm.
This is a great opportunity for healers to be able to speak to other healers, as well as change agents that are wanting to make the world a more powerful place.
And that's also a nationwide
Yeah.
organization, the Holistic Chamber of Commerce. Being on an expert panel. So you as an expert, even if you don't see yourself as an expert, you are.
That's right.
Right? You just need the positioning behind you and we can support you with that. But you could be on an expert panel sharing your expertise at someone else's workshop. So speaking gigs are everywhere. You can create one of our Rockstar clients, Brody Boyd, he's a relationship expert and he helps single guys to find the right girl. And he created a meetup group of his own. He has men come to him. He offers them a free gift. And that's all the leads that he needs for the entire month.
Yep.
He makes anywhere from $8 to $10 grand a month just from having one meetup,
One meetup.
right?
That's right.
I mean, anybody can do that.
And the other thing we want you to get is speaking gigs are also about being on other people's stages.
Yes.
So anytime you can find someone who has a stage, if you have your own meetup, you can do stage trades, but it's really about being able to recognize where speakers are.
Yes.
Because if you start to recognize that's a speaker, then you can be, that's me.
Exactly. That's a really good point. So anywhere that you have seen a speaker, so think about the networking groups that you go to. How many of them bring in a speaker? Well, why couldn't that speaker be you? Right now, there might be some things where you need to skill up or get a signature talk or know how to talk to the event planner a little bit better, but you could be the speaker. Okay.
That's right.
So there's 5 main ways to get speaking gigs. Are we sharing our screen?
We are
with this
sharing
one?
our
Okay.
screen with this one.
So you're going to see this in just a moment. Let's see when it comes up.
It's up.
It's up. Okay,
It's up.
awesome. Okay, so 5 main ways to get speaking gigs. Number 1.
Is your circle of influence.
Yes.
So always start, the first thing to do to increase sales is to start with the people that you know.
Yes.
Start with the existing people that know, like, and trust you. And then it's about knowing what to say and how to say it to get opportunity to show up.
That's
So
right.
you want to start with your circle of influence. And the first thing you say to the people you call up and you say, Joe, how you been? Hey, this is a business call. I am wanting to get on stages. Who do you know that has some stages or is looking for speakers?
Mhm.
And if you make 5 of those calls a day, the next thing you know, you've got some stage time.
That's right. That's right. Number 2, networking. Okay, now here is a big tip. And if you just take this one tip, it's going to make a huge difference for you. Instead of networking for clients, start networking for speaking gigs and joint venture partners, who, by the way, can get you speaking gigs.
That's right.
Okay, so if you start networking for speaking gigs and partners, what's going to happen is you're going to attract a flood of clients, not just one client that you might pick up at a networking event,
That's right.
right? So this is all about leverage, and start going to other seminars and other events.
That you normally would want to go to.
Absolutely. And then be talking to the speakers that are there. Start networking with them.
That's right.
Number 3.
Is relationship building. You've got to build relationships, which means you got to have a skill. You got to know how to talk, build rapport, connect with people, lead the conversation. This is a skill set. One of the things that we teach in Big Impact University is really how to be able to create relationships and network effectively.
Yeah, and a little tip about relationship building is make sure that you're leading with value.
Yes.
Come from a place of service.
Really
How
important.
can I serve instead of how can I get?
Yeah.
Everybody's coming from that get energy, and it's icky.
Yeah.
It's not attractive. So be of service. How can I help?
How
How can I be of service?
Yeah, I also think that one of the things that really helps around that whole idea of how to be of service is look at yourself as a connector.
Yes.
So when you make a phone call and you're talking to Joe, you're asking Joe, what do you got going on? I'm talking to people all the time. What are you looking for next?
Mhm.
What do you need? And then the next thing you know, you're talking to Susan, and Susan says what she needs, and you're like, let me connect you with Joe.
Mhm.
So that's the game, is you're always connecting opportunity, and then the next thing you know, opportunity lands in your lap.
That's right. Number 4 is you got to be a part of a tribe of speakers. Make sure that you're surrounding yourself with speakers all the time. What if you're friends with a bunch of speakers? Do you think you're going to be more likely to get speaking gigs if your friends happen to also be speaking?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
So make
one of the
sure,
most powerful ways.
yeah, make sure that you're a part of a tribe of speakers. And then the 5th way, this is actually one of our favorites.
Yeah, you got to get a speaking gig posse.
So what do we mean by a speaking gig posse? What we mean is buddy up with 3 to 5 speakers who are also looking for speaking gigs. And then as each of you is out there speaking, talk with the promoter or the event planner after your talk. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And, this was really great. I really enjoyed connecting with your audience. Hey, are you looking for other awesome speakers? Every promoter or event planner will say, hell yes. Yes. Hey, you know what? I'd be happy to send you a couple email introductions to some of my speaker friends. So if you did that after every gig that you have and you send out 5 email introductions to the promoter and your friends. And then your friends in the speaking gig posse do the same thing for you. See how quickly you're going to get more speaking gigs.
That's right. So that's the 5 ways to get speaking gigs. Those are the ones. And remember, this is a game of consistency. So you need to be in the game for 60, 90 days, and then you're getting more speaking gigs than you can handle.
Yeah. And then Therese says, I've noticed that many of the groups you've mentioned want you to invest in them before you can speak. What suggestions do you have for handling those? Well, you're
Great question.
Yeah, great question. And sometimes you do need to join, but when you're kind of in the inside track, we don't really have that problem that much because it's all about relationship building.
That's right.
So if you're making friends with these promoters, Therese, they'll say, oh yeah, come and speak to my people. They need what you have to offer, and then you can decide if you want to join the group or not. But there are ways to get around that. Yep.
Very good.
And then Penny says, yep.
I have a friend of mine on the call. Yay!
Yay.
And she teaches moms to teach their kids to be independent and responsible and the best they can be. Outstanding.
Nice.
She has a whole program and system that she's delivered in India.
Wow.
The feedback she's gotten is great. Women's groups, meetups are good. Are for her a good start.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely.
Because here's what's interesting is that as she could speak to a group of business women, because a lot of those business women are actually going to be moms.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other little tweak that you could do on that. When it comes to leading a team, it's very much like being a mom. You've got to teach, you got to treat your team with respect, but you got to lead them just very much like you would a family.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
there's a lot of great ways of being able to tweak that.
Yeah, there's all different types of meetups. It's not just business. There's moms groups, there's yoga groups, there's nutrition groups, there's all kinds of groups. So the bottom line is that you need a system. So one of our Rockstar clients, Ling Singh, she has 6 months of speaking gigs lined up. And she says before she started working with Mark and I in Big Impact University, she was struggling to get paid well for her passion of feng shui. She's a feng shui expert, and she followed our Speak Your Path to Cash system, the same system we're teaching you right now. She made $20,000 in 4 weeks.
She says, I have 6 months of speaking gigs lined up and a system for attracting steady stream of high-paying clients.
Yes.
So you got to ask yourself, are you a rock star?
Are you a rock star? Where's my glasses?
Are you a rock star?
Yeah.
Are you a rock star?
We're rock stars.
We're rock stars,
Yeah.
and we launch rock stars.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. So
All right.
step number 2 in the Speak Your Path to Cash offer is to offer a free gift, and that's the Speak Your Path to Cash system.
That's right.
You've got to have a free gift that you offer from the stage.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So what do we mean by a free gift? Well, have you been to Baskin Robbins before? And let's say that you are deciding between which flavor you want. You're going to ask for a free sample, and they're going to give you a little pink spoon.
It's
So we
fantastic.
call your free gift your little pink
pink
spoon.
And
So some examples of that.
your little pink spoon is going to be things like a strategy session, a discovery session, and these are all really designed to be an enrollment conversation or lead to an enrollment conversation. And when done correctly, an enrollment conversation is very empowering for your prospective client, and oftentimes it leads to clients. So it's the first step in growing your business is that you offer your little pink spoon. So strategy session, discovery session, special report. It could be like a seminar or a workshop. Maybe it's an MP3 recording or a series of videos, anything like that, a sample of your product.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a free gift, an easy way for them to get a sample of what you do. Now, this is not to be confused with a free coaching session or a free massage or free body work, or, it's going to move them closer to working with you. And this is the number one mistake that we see speakers make is they give a big offer to a small audience.
That's right.
Most of these gigs in your own backyard are going to be anywhere from like 20 to 40 people in the room. So if you come in there and you offer something for $1,000, $995,
Even $200.
you're going to get maybe 2, maybe 3 people to say yes, versus if you lead with generosity and you come in with a gift, a free gift, you're going to get 50 to 80% of the room
To say yes.
to say yes, right? So we're going to show you the numbers here in just a moment.
So then after you have that so now you bought from your free gift, which in essence is an enrollment conversation. And when done correctly, it is of tremendous value.
Yes.
Then what you're going to do is on that enrollment conversation, you're going to offer your hot, juicy program.
That's right.
So what is a Hot Juicy program? Hot Juicy program is coaching and a training package designed to solve a specific problem.
Mm-hmm.
It also brings together your talents, your wounds, and your calling to help a specific group of people.
Mm-hmm. And basically, it's a program of your specialized knowledge that's designed to make a bigger difference. And guess what? When you package your services, it's a great way to leverage your time, so you don't have to work so hard. So if you're doing trades, if you're doing one session at a time, no more of that, baby. What you want is a hot, juicy program.
That's right.
Okay, so now we're going to show them the money.
Now we're going to show
you the money. Yay! And we're going to show you how the Speak Your Path to Cash system can help you generate at least $10,000 from every single speaking gig. Okay, so we're going to share our screen with you here. And we're sharing.
You got it.
Okay, so let's say you have one speaking gig. You have 30 people in the audience.
And I want you to recognize this is the power of speaking engagements in your own backyard. Shannon and I generated that $400,000, and I don't think we had one speaking gig with over 50 people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them were 25, 20 people, and we filled. That's how we filled our event and had a 6-figure event. So you have 30 people in the room. 50% say yes to your little pink spoon. You get 15 strategy sessions or enrollment conversations out of that. You convert 30% of those strategy sessions.
So now you have 5 new clients who just said yes to at least a $2,000 program.
Okay.
You might be thinking, well, shit, who's going to pay me $2,000? Well, this is why you need a hot, juicy program.
That's right.
We're going to go more into that in a minute. Okay.
So that equals $10,000 right there. And we want you to see that this is duplicatable. This is what we do. This is what our clients do. When you have the system, each of these numbers are attainable after you acquire the skill.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the training is for.
So let's say you do 2 speaking gigs a month. You do the same exact formula. Guess how much you're going to make? 20 grand a month, baby, right? You basically just did the same exact formula. You did it twice. So now you've made anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 from 1 or 2 speaking gigs in your own backyard. That brought in anywhere from $120,000 to $240,000. You can make $250,000 from 2 speaking gigs a month in your own backyard. Are you kidding me? You know, yes, you can. So,
I mean, this is a total game changer. If let's say your business right now, you're bringing in $1,000 to $3,000 a month.
right.
And you're like, what would it be like to triple your income,
Mhm.
to go from $3,000 to $10,000? I mean, this is paradigm shifting. Your life would be completely different.
And so we'd love to hear from you. What would be possible in your life right now if you were making at least $10,000 a month?
Yeah. How would that work for you? What would that allow you to do or be or experience?
What would you do with your family?
Yeah.
Where would you travel to? Maybe what causes would you want to give back to?
That's the first thing I'd like to know. Where would you travel to if you had $10,000 a month? Where would you go? You know, and what would you be able to do? Lauren has a question here. What do you do when you're told no plugging of specific products or services during your presentation?
Oh, this is great, Lauren.
That's a great one.
We
Lauren.
say, okay, great. I'd love to be able to give your audience a free gift.
Would that be all right?
Would that be okay with you? And they're like, yeah,
Absolutely.
that sounds awesome.
We never get a no with that.
Yep.
So so please type in here, what would it be like if you were to use the Speak Your Path to Cash system to generate $10,000 a month?
Yeah.
Kendra came in late. What is a little pink spoon? Thank
So,
you.
yeah.
Little pink spoon is what Baskin Robbins offers you when you go there and you want to try different flavors of ice cream. They give you a sample in a little pink spoon. So a little pink spoon is a free gift that you offer an audience from the stage. That free gift is typically an enrollment conversation in the form of a strategy session, a discovery session,
Mm-hmm.
a breakthrough session of some sort.
Mm-hmm. And you'll see here on the screen, Kendra, that we've laid out how much money you can make using the Speak Your Path to Cash system with basically 30 people in the room. You offer a free gift, your little pink spoon, 50% of them say yes. So Penny said she wants to go to Bali after she pays back her daughter's college loans. Stan says constant travel,
freedom,
and
baby.
Freedom, baby,
Yeah.
freedom.
Yeah.
What else would you guys do? What would that make possible in your life?
I mean, really think about it. What would that make possible? How would today be different if you had $10,000 that you just created in the month of August?
Yep.
Knowing that you can repeat it the next month.
Mm-hmm.
Marcia, she said, I could be more generous with some of the organization I support. I may take my family on a relaxing 7-day cruise and continue to grow my investments.
Nice.
Love it.
Beautiful.
Love
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, awesome.
Okay.
So we're gonna see the chats coming in, and we'll call that out.
All right.
Okay, so let's see, where are we going next, baby?
All right. So are you a rock star?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So this is the #1 missing piece to getting kick-ass results.
So this is really, we're moving now. We just finished our 3-step Speak Your Path to Cash system. That's how you generate. Now here's what makes that work.
Yes.
This is what makes marketing work.
And Kendra says she'd go back to Mystique Island. And Therese, I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing
She
it.
actually put it-
I
she
know,
did.
I know. I'm so
It looks
sexy.
like
I
it
know.
is Trusetta.
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 I hope
Thank
I'm
you.
getting that right.
Hope we're
I
getting that right.
apologize
It's a beautiful
for that.
name.
Yeah. So she says to help her mom and to go back to Maui. And Tuck says a consistent $10,000 to $20,000 a month is life changing. Travel with my family, mission trips, college scholarships for the kids.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kevin, essential then, we need to have a program that we
Yes.
offer in
Yes.
addition to just speaking. Absolutely.
Exactly.
And Kevin, that's known as your platform. So you have to have a platform, whether you're a speaker or whether you're an author, there you've got to have a platform of transformation that people can come into to change their lives, or you're never going to create a movement.
Yeah.
That's where the movement stands.
Yep.
Kendra says she's a rock star.
She's a rock star.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Put your sunglasses on.
That's right. That's right. The rock star sunglasses, Kendra. If you came in late, this is what you missed. Yeah,
we
we're
were
rocking
rocking
out. Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's get back to the
I
missing
digress.
ingredient.
That's
Here
right.
we go.
So
Okay.
the #1 missing piece to really makes the Speak Your Path to Cash system work is market research.
Yes.
Okay. Market research, mining for gold is what we call it, because it is the gold of your business, and it makes a huge impact because everything in your business is built on what you find in your market research. Part of what you're experiencing now is you don't know how to talk about your offer. You don't know how to talk to your ideal clients because you haven't done the market research. Marcia, you said, what was step #3? Step #3 is you offer your hot, juicy program on your enrollment conversation.
That's right.
So step #1 was get the speaking gig. Step #2 is offer a gift. #3 is introduce them to your hot, juicy program.
That's right. That's right. Jonathan says freedom from a job.
That's right.
Stand back to Australia to see my family, duplicating what you have done to help others. Amen, brother.
Amen, brother.
Awesome.
Very good.
So what do we mean by market research? So market research, or also known as mining for gold, is basically learning what your clients want, need, desire,
Fear,
what they fear, what their pain is, what's keeping them up at night.
and how to speak to their hearts.
Yes.
It's really, really critical.
Yes. And you know, here's the thing is every major company and corporation and brand takes the time to find out who they're marketing to before they roll out anything. You think Nike or Apple or Toyota or Facebook or Microsoft, do you think even Coca-Cola and Pepsi? I mean, do you think they roll out anything without finding exact demographics of who they're marketing to?
That's right.
No, it's too costly.
And it's important that your market research is based on psychologically proven questions that pull out subconscious beliefs and hidden desires of your ideal client. This is critical. It's not that you just have a little bit of information or demographic information. You want to know what makes your person tick.
Yes.
What are they afraid of? What keeps them up at night? That is the key.
Okay, so also finding out what they want and need. Here's the key: in their own language.
That's
In
right.
their language. It's not what you think they're going to say. What you think is often
Very
very
different.
different than what actually comes out of their mouths. So in Big Impact University, we have you do your market research. We have a whole system around that called Mining for Gold. Then when you come to the trainings, your programs, your packages, how to talk about what you do, your signature talk, your hot, juicy program, it's all based on market research. And that's why our clients are getting such mad, crazy results.
That's right.
Because they've taken the time to ask their ideal clients, what they want and need.
That's right.
So let's talk about what market research is
It's not.
not.
It's not sending out a survey using SurveyMonkey to your list.
Right.
It's not about channeling your avatar, your ideal client.
It's not about stepping into the shoes and feeling into your ideal client. And it's also not asking your list a bunch of random questions. There's a very specific way to do market research the right way. And we've been told that this is like, you know, the PhD of entrepreneurship,
That's
our
right.
Mining for Gold system. And
That's
people have offered us tens of thousands of dollars
Just for it.
just for that. But it's a whole system that we're providing for you. So we'll go into that in a
That's
little
right.
bit.
So consider for a moment the cost of ineffective marketing. Who has ever taken the time to show you how to market authentically and effectively? Actually, authentic and effective marketing is a new approach. Marketing before was all about spinning things to get you to believe something. Now it's about being authentic so that you can really understand what is the cost of ineffective marketing? What is the cost of wasted time? The cost of making mistakes?
And the cost of doing it all by yourself.
I mean, what is that cost? Type that in. What does that cost you over the years? You know, ineffectively marketing, spending your time spinning your wheels, making mistakes and not being on a mastery path.
And how do you feel about yourself not having the system and not making the kind of money that you're longing for? How does that affect you at a soul level and your confidence and your purpose? Share with us like the impact that has on your life and on your spirit.
Yeah, because this emotions that we're talking about underlying your efforts to grow your business, people can feel them. And so it's important that you talk about them and get them out, express them. One of the things we've learned is so much about life from a conscious perspective is about allowing things to move through you. And so often our fear allows things to get stuck. We don't express them. We don't step into them. We actually fear the fear. And so allow yourself to express how you feel today. Get it out. How has it been feeling to be, not to know how to market yourself effectively, to have wasted so much time and so many of your gifts, to be doing it all by yourself?
Alan says, I need to do market research. Yes, yes. So Kendra, thank you. She says time, money, happiness, confidence, the wrong clients that just don't fit. Yeah. Thank you for that,
Thank you
Kendra.
for
I
that.
know you're not alone with that. Yeah,
Good.
totally.
All right. So let's continue. All right. So lots of stuff here. We've got Mining for Gold market research. So this gives you the exact language patterns your ideal clients use to describe their life circumstance and the dream solution they desire. And when you have that, it allows you to really market yourself effectively. It gives you the content. It gives you a map to follow on connecting authentically with your clients.
Yeah, and also Kendra said, you know, thoughts of giving up. And Alan has said, I feel like I died and went to hell. It can be that devastating. And man, we've been there. We've really been there.
Marcia's saying managing everything alone is taxing. Yes, it is.
And Kendra says, thoughts I might not be meant to do this.
Jonathan, very, very frustrating. Hours and hours on Facebook and websites.
Yes.
Those hours and hours, Jonathan, could be spent in front of your ideal clients, sharing your heart and a message that they lean on. They lean in and are hungry for. One of the biggest things that came out of our Mining for Gold and for our clients that I did not expect is when people hear you speak, they come up to you and they say, oh my God, I've been praying for you. We get that all the time. That people come up to us, I've been praying for someone like you to come into my life. And they're able to know that because you're able to articulate it from your market research.
And here's another thing to consider is the cost that you're paying now. Right? Like I think it might have been Jonathan that said, well, you know, I'm just starting out and I don't have a lot of money. How do I get the mentorship that I need? Here's the thing, guys, you're already paying a big investment, right? You're already paying a big cost, you know? So sometimes the mentorship is a drop in the bucket compared to the pain and the cost that you're paying already.
That's right.
You know, and once you see the reality of that you're like, you know what, I want to get out of this hell as fast as I possibly can and start getting results. That's when you're like, okay, I'm ready for mentorship. You know,
I like what Trisetta said here. She said, time wasted, Dollars are renewable, but time is not.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah, the urgency of getting your message out, the world needs it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is all about following your calling. And that's
Yes.
where we want to go next, is really to let you see how important that calling is in you, that burning desire that must be met in the world. And when you use business as a way to project that calling into the world, it's really a beautiful thing.
And here's the thing, the bigger your calling, the greater your fear. The
Yeah.
bigger your calling, the greater your fear. So as a speaker, it's the number one fear. And the more fear you feel,
The closer to your calling you are.
yes, exactly. So you must cultivate an attitude of surrender and trust.
And also understand that your calling and that fear that comes up with it, business is about managing fear, because you're constantly going to be doing things that are out of your comfort zone. So you got to realize that you're going to revert back to coping behaviors on again all the time in business. So business as a spiritual practice is about you staying in a high vibration of abundant thinking, of high vibration thinking, of connection, and of
Mhm.
love. So you've got to cultivate this attitude of surrender and trust, and really act as if the universe is conspiring on your behalf, because it is.
Yes.
You know, who are you meant to serve? How do you put my job to serve today at the forefront of everything you're going through?
Mm-hmm. And Marianne Williamson is one of our favorite speakers and authors. Her book, The Law of Divine Compensation, and Illuminata, her prayer book, is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yep.
And she says that the universe is designed to work on your behalf. So really start cultivating the belief that the universe is conspiring on your behalf. And if you're feeling a calling, there is a tribe calling you.
So take a moment and notice, take a moment to tap into that calling. Feel it. You probably struggle with articulating it. You probably struggle with knowing exactly what you're meant to do, but you feel it, and it's powerful.
Yeah.
It's powerful to the degree that people are calling to you. There is a need that the universe is saying needs to be met, and it's starting to create that universal impulse within you. Just like a tree grows,
Mhm.
you are growing too, but the universe is conspiring to mold you to serve in this capacity.
Yeah, and Kendra says, I'm scared shitless, so this must mean I'm meant to do this.
That's right. That's
Amen,
right.
girlfriend.
Exactly right.
Yeah, totally. So how is your business designed to lead and to inspire, right? You know, that's something to really think about. And so it's all about putting all the pieces of your business together to create a system.
To create a system. That's the biggest thing. And what really makes what we do different is that we bring your calling, your vision, your message all into a sustainable business where all the pieces of your business fit together.
Mm-hmm. And this helps you to get on the fast track, so you don't have to deal and suffer from all the frustration. It also helps you to attract a flood of high-paying clients, baby, so that you don't have to be in the struggle, the financial struggle anymore. You know,
That's right.
I mean, imagine the calm and the ease and the peace that you're going to feel when money's no longer an issue.
That's right. So this is a proven formula that works to keep you in a high vibration.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that we found is that there, you know, in the coaching industry, we want to make sure that you get value. And one of the things that sets us apart is that we believe that content should be delivered to you systematically.
Mm-hmm.
What we've seen as a problem in the past through coaching programs is that they're giving you a whole bunch of content. They believe that information rules. Shannon and I believe that transformation rules.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to give you a whole bunch of information. What we want to do is we want to give you transformation. So one of the industry problems has been too much dumping of irrelevant content onto you. Then you don't know what to do next.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right. And then the second industry problem is there's so many programs out there that it can be overwhelming, and that they're missing essential pieces. Right? How many of you have done some programs before, and it's great, you learn a lot, but you're missing key pieces. So Big Impact University is a nuts and bolts, step-by-step, curriculum-based program. The third industry problem that we have seen is that you're trying to execute all of the phases
all at once.
all at once, and it's just not humanly possible.
And part of it is, you know, if you know Facebook marketing, you're going to teach people Facebook marketing. But what they don't do is they don't say, if you're not in phase 2, don't take this training, because they don't look at business sequentially like that.
Right.
So it doesn't mean it's a bad training. It's just not relevant to where you're at in the sequencing of your business.
Right.
Okay, so that's one of the that's a lesson that came from the hard knocks, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yep, totally. So, and then the fourth industry problem that we've seen is that no one is teaching effectively how to deal with resistance.
And resistance is that energy that comes up when you get closer to your calling.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of your shit starts to come up.
Yes.
Your fears, your frustrations, your addictions,
Mm-hmm.
all the ways that you step into coping start to come up. So you have to have a way, you have to have inner game tools to help you deal with resistance because it comes up in business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we say business needs to be your spiritual practice. It's the ultimate way to live your spirituality.
And then the fifth industry problem that we've seen is that there's a lot of overpriced programs with unaffordable payment plans. So the very education that you need, a lot of times you have to pay 100% upfront before you can even get started. There's $100,000 mastermind programs out there and people don't even know their niche. We think that's ridiculous.
That's right.
You know, I mean, that's like insane. So, you know, sometimes you just need a chance to really launch your movement and to make the bigger difference. So there's 5 main things that you are going to need in order to follow the Speak Your Path to Cash system. And we're gonna put this slide up for you. That's here.
Right. So this is what you need to be able to build your Speak Your Path to Cash foundation.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you join us in Big Impact University or not, this is what you want to focus on when you leave this webinar.
Okay.
This is really critical. Number 1, you need a system for getting the speaking gigs,
mm-hmm.
a way of being able to consistently get on stages every single month.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, you need a rockin' signature talk, okay? So that you have the ability to get crowds every time you speak to be inspired and at the same time lean in and want to learn more about how you can solve their problems.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to be consistent. The third thing you have to get is you need to have a hot, juicy program.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you need this program to be irresistible for them, like an easy way for them to say yes. The fourth thing you're going to need to build your Speak Your Path to Cash foundation is market research, mining for gold. So you know your ideal clients intimately, so you know how to market to them effectively. And then you're going to need mentorship and tribe because nobody
can do it alone.
Nobody. We're human beings. We're like, you know, faulty, like at our core, right? No one can do this on their own. So you need accountability and support and a community to help you. Kendra says, I had to pay for other programs to fill in the blanks of my 9-month coaching program. Resistance.
Stephen
yes.
Pressfield.
There
that's
you
right.
go, baby.
That's
yeah.
a big part of our work.
Yes.
So here's the thing. I think it was Jonathan that spoke earlier about how do you get mentorship when you can't afford it. Here's the thing. What you'll learn is the free content only goes so far because it's not a system.
That's right.
What you're getting is slices of everybody else's system, and then you've got to create the system on your own. What works is when you find mentors that have a provable and repeatable system that other people are able to document their results by. Whether it's our system or someone else, there comes a point in time where mentorship is your only choice.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot achieve your dreams without mentorship. And that's the way it's always kind of been, regardless of your trade. Okay, so you need a system,
mm-hmm.
and that's what we'd like to be able to go into now and share with you now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's why we created Big Impact University, to help solve these industry problems, to create the program we wish we would have had like 10 years ago, and ultimately to help you master the Speak Your Path to Cash system. So we're going to go over what's in the program, so you know exactly what you're going to get, the promise of the program, and yeah. And hopefully, and we'll give you a really great opportunity today.
Very good.
All right.
So we have a video testimonial of people that have gotten results. It's just a short video. We'd like for you so blessed to have such amazing people showing up in the world to just really be able to make a difference. These people are we just love their hearts. They're just solidly here to serve. And they've taken action on what was downloaded to us as Big Impact University. And we'd like to share that with you now. So pull out your paper and follow along as we give you an opportunity to see what it means to join the Big Impact University tribe. So the promise of Big Impact University is for you to learn how and get all the tools and everything you need to generate $10,000 or more in 10 minutes of stage time. Everything that we have built into this program has gone through that filter. If it doesn't deliver that, we don't teach it.
That's right. Okay. That's right. So it's a curriculum-based program. And the first step is total niche clarity, baby. So no more spinning your wheels, trying to find your tribe, find your niche, find your ideal clients. We're going to end that frustration once and for all. And you get niche clarification, hot seat coaching with Mark and I. Yes.
Right. Yeah. And the biggest reason that we have that one-on-one time with you in the hot seat is so that you're totally clear on your ideal client moving into the next step, which is which is Mining for Gold market research.
That's right. So the Total Niche Clarity virtual training is a value of $29.95. And gosh, if you got total crystal clear about your niche, that would be even worth more than that.
That's right.
So once we land on your ideal client, then you start your Mining for Gold market research system. And this is the secret sauce why our clients are getting mad crazy results, baby. Mad crazy results.
That's right.
So you're going to discover your ideal client's secret fantasies, what motivates them to buy, and essentially you get a guaranteed yes before you've even made the offer.
And this includes the step-by-step Mining for Gold system. We give you all of the precise, psychologically driven questions. It's an entire system online that walks you through the whole process so that you get solid on the language patterns that your clients use on how they think about their circumstances and the problems that they want to solve.
And the Mining for Gold is a value of $49.95. Then once you've done your Mining for Gold, there's 2 live trainings. The first one is Presence and Profitability. And this is where you're going to walk away with your hot, juicy program done and dialed. So if you have a program now that's not converting, or you don't even have a program yet, you need this program.
That's right.
You're going to get crystal clear on how to talk about what you do so you can attract clients everywhere.
We have the hottest what do you do system in the industry.
Yes.
I've seen bar none.
Yes.
Where we are able to be in the moment and connect with people authentically and have them lean in for strategy sessions. It really is outstanding. So you're going to learn how to do that at Presence and Profitability.
And we're going to teach you how to rock your enrollment conversation. So I forget who it was. Was it Jonathan, maybe? I'm not sure. There was one of you that shared how you need to master enrollment. So we're going to help you with that piece, okay? Because obviously you gotta know how to enroll your ideal clients. So Presence and Profitability is a value of $49.95. Then the second live training is Big Impact Speaker. And at Big Impact Speaker, you're going to walk away with your signature talk, done and dialed, baby.
This is your go-to talk every time you speak, okay? And it's going to be based on your Mining for Gold market research. It allows you to we're going to show you how to skyrocket your stage presence and enhance your charisma so that you can really create the movement you're called to be. And you get stage time every single day. You get lots of stage time so we can pound out the patterns in you that don't work and help create patterns that do work in you as a big impact speaker. We use skill drills to magnetize your message and really help you convert high-paying clients.
And Big Impact Speaker is valued at $9,995.
And I myself have spent twice that for a one-week speaker training that didn't even deliver what this delivers. So when it comes to the value in the marketplace, it is among the best.
Yeah. Yep. And then this is a 6-month program. So you get twice a month Q&A calls with Mark and I. We call this Big Impact Support. So you have lots of support as you're implementing the program. And these are group coaching calls. So not only do you get your most pressing questions answered, but you have built-in accountability to keep you fired up and focused. And you're also learning from the entire tribe.
Right.
And their questions.
And that has a value of just under $3,000, and it's probably one of the best pieces of the program. Well, it's all great,
yes,
but it's what allows us to customize the curriculum to your particular situation.
And so this program, it's not for everybody. So we just want to be really clear who Big Impact University is for. Big Impact University is ideal for you. It's ideal for you if you are you're tired of hearing yourself say, oh, I'm spinning my wheels and I'm frustrated. My business just isn't where I want it to be. And you're a conscious business owner. You really want to make a bigger difference and you're really ready to do that.
And this program is ideal for you. And we only offer this program through application and interview.
That's right.
So this isn't something that is available to everyone. We really discern who we bring into our program. They need to be a change agent who's here to make a difference in the world. And that's why we do it that way. So if you're frustrated that your business still isn't where you want it to be, and yet you know you have this calling to follow, we built Big Impact University for someone just like you.
And just to be clear, you're not even able to sign up for Big Impact University like today, right now on this webinar. So this is not a like, run over to this page and run to the back of the room and sign up now. Like it really is by application only. We really hold the Big Impact Tribe as sacred. And so we personally review every single application, and you're going to need to talk with one of our Big Impact strategists to determine if it really is a fit for you. So I just want to be clear about that piece. Okay.
Right.
So it's also ideal for you if you can hear yourself saying, I am done spinning my wheels and I must live on purpose.
That's right. And you know what? We built this program based on Mining for Gold. So we know what you guys are going through. And if you need results and you need them fast, otherwise you're looking at having to get a JOB. We have clients from all over the world that this is their final option. They ran out of all other options and they take Big Impact University because they have no other choice. So if you're in that place, this is where you dig deep and take the leap.
Yep. And then we're going to throw in a couple other bonuses into the program. So you're going to get full access to the Big Impact University web portal. This is where all the bonuses, all the recordings, everything is stored to keep you nice and organized throughout the whole course of your curriculum. So everything is all in one place.
We're going to show you a quick picture of what that portal looks like, because it's sexy. And it is sexy. And it's the place where you get to, it looks just like this. So these are all the trainings that you get an opportunity to click on. We have video, we have audio, we have downloads. So it organizes your whole learning experience. And here's the thing. We don't allow you to go on to the next module till you master the module that you're in.
That's right.
So this is one of the distinctions that makes us different in the industry, because it allows you to get results. We don't allow you to go forward until you've accomplished the prerequisite that matters most. And then that way we can make sure that you are on the best path to success.
Okay, and there's a couple other bonuses. So you're also going to be included in our private Facebook group exclusively for the Big Impact Tribe. This is like 24/7 support, baby. It's the best networking group out there. People are super active. People are on there every single day supporting each other, celebrating,
being vulnerable, getting support when they're down. Business is hard, and this is a support group of people that are walking through the fire on the same curriculum, have the same language, doing the same things. And so they're a hot support for each other. It's not a place where you see people pimping their products or trying to get business. It's really about supporting each other and being successful in this program.
Okay, and then we're also going to throw in our whole Get More Speaking Gigs home study course. So, obviously we don't have time to go into all the different strategies on how to get speaking gigs today. So you're going to get the whole home study course on how to get the speaking gigs, because obviously that's a big step of your Speak Your Path to Cash system.
Right. And then we're going to throw on some office hours. So we have a Big Impact guidance counselor to help you with the inner game. Fear, resistance, overwhelm, doubt, self-doubt, frustration will come up. That is the nature of business. That is the nature as you're getting closer to your calling. So we have a 6-figure business owner that we hand selected as our guidance counselor that works with you throughout the curriculum to help you deal with this overwhelm.
And that's a really good point. So, in the trainings, in the Big Impact support calls, like you get Mark and I, we don't have other trainers that teach our stuff. We've brought on a guidance counselor to support you even more. Most other programs that do have another coach, They're not even business owners.
They're like a $30
They're not even
an hour
entrepreneurs. They're getting paid like $30 an hour to coach you on your business. Again, we think that's ridiculous. So we wanted to give you extra support for the resistance that comes up. And so we specifically chose somebody that A, is an entrepreneur, B, is a successful entrepreneur. Imagine that.
So what we want to remind you of is that you've got to build your Speak Your Path to Cash Foundation. These are the 5 things you must have to start generating $10,000 or more a month through speaking. And Big Impact University delivers on all these. It actually over delivers in each one of these areas to help you have a rockin' conscious business that really serves the planet. And that's what I feel we're most proud of, is really helping people step into their brilliance and have the impact you're here to make.
Yes, yes.
All right, so Big Impact University will actually go ahead and share this. We're going to give you the costs of Big Impact University.
And the investment and how you can get started with us. And again, it's not even available right now. So I just want you
just breathe.
Breathe.
That's right.
And we're going to give you a really easy way and a simple way to learn more if this is right for you.
So Total Niche Clarity, that's just under $3,000. That's where we get you dialed in on your ideal client. Then we're going to do the Mining for Gold market research, where you get all the patterns, language patterns of what makes your client tick.
Then you come to Presence and Profitability. That's one of the live trainings where you get your hot, juicy program done and dialed. That's going to be a really great way to leverage your time so you're not working so hard. That's a value of $49.95.
A Big Impact Speaker, a 3-day training, we show you how to get your signature talk all dialed in. So that anytime you take the stage, you get inspiration and lean in. You get clients and compliments, not just compliments.
And then Big Impact Support is the 6 months of ongoing support with Mark and I to ask your most pressing questions. And that's a value of $29.95. We're throwing in over $14,000 of bonuses. So the total value of Big Impact University is over $40,000 of value.
And so think for a minute right now, for those of you that went to university, that went to college.
Yep.
Okay. If we're near here, the Silicon Valley, if you were to go to Berkeley, or you were to go to Stanford, one single year at one of those Ivy League schools would cost you anywhere between $85,000 and $120,000 a year.
And this is to get your business degree.
Right. Right.
Okay.
So if you got your business degree, that would be about $400,000 in an investment in education, of which you have come out and you do not know how to talk about what you do. You do not have a program or a package. You have not done market research.
You don't know how to get clients.
You don't know how to get clients. So here is a single semester that gives you the nuts and bolts at a fraction of the cost.
That's right.
And it's a system that allows you to be monetized. So it reminds us of Ben and Jen.
Yeah, and Jonathan is friends with Ben and Jen, so you've personally seen their transformation. They say we moved from the ghetto to a gorgeous 5,000 square foot retreat center. And when they met us, they were doing lots of trades, and they weren't charging enough for their services. They were barely surviving month to month. And they said that Mark and Shannon laid out a foolproof plan that works for us and our ideal clients. And catch this, guys. Since then, they've made over $580,000 in their business. And most importantly, now they have Bella and Merrick. Merrick is just a couple months old, so they have 2 little babies, and they can easily provide the life that their kids deserve. So we're really, really grateful for their results and their success. And now with Big Impact University, we do have a double your money back guarantee. So this is how it works. If within 1 year after completing the entire curriculum, implementing everything and committing yourself fully, if you have not doubled your investment, you'd be eligible for 100% money back guarantee.
See if Stanford and Berkeley would do that.
None of that. Exactly. So the investment for Big Impact University is $12,995.
That's right. I like it when we say things together sometimes.
That's right. That's right.
Good. So just take a moment and really consider the cost of dabbling, of using free information and trying to make it happen. The cost of not living your calling, of having it stirring around inside of you and not seeing yourself make progress on it.
The cost of doing it without mentorship, doing it all alone and riding the roller coaster alone. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So Big Impact University is not for you. If, and this is really, really, really important, is if you are just in a place where you want to kind of float and you can, it's quite all right. So just, just if you're not in that place where you want to get on the mastery track, then this program is not for you. This is for people who are ready to be a serious student.
And this program is not for you if you're sitting there saying to yourself, I can't afford it, versus how can I? I know I need the mentorship. I know I need the support. How could I afford it?
Good. Program, if you really just want a part-time hobby, if your business is just a way of keeping you preoccupied and you're having fun with it, and you're not really having this calling that you need to fulfill. If you're looking for part-time, this isn't your program.
And this program is not for you if you need really deep counseling or deep emotional healing. We all go through stuff, so we're not talking about, the regular stuff that everybody goes through. If you have been through a really deep traumatic experience and you have not gotten the counseling or the healing that you need, we just want to be really clear. Big Impact University is a business program. We incorporate a lot of inner game tools to help you navigate resistance, but we are not therapists, so if you need counseling, that's what you're going to need instead.
That's right. This program isn't for you if you're just not willing to contribute and uplift other members of the tribe. These are visionary women, enlightened men that are here to make a difference, and they put service first. And that is one of the things that we mandate of our students, that they have this giving, service-oriented heart first, and allow that to build their business from that space. So this is Big Impact University. If you'd like, here's how it's going to work. You're going to see a little pop-up here, and here's how we're going to do it. We know this is not for everyone. What we do know is that there are a few people across the world, across the country, that are ready. So we've opened up our program. It's a closed program. It's typically sold out in advance with a waiting list. We've opened up some slots for a few people that know they're ready. And the way this works is it's by an application and interview only. So you click this Apply Now button, and that'll take you over to another page where you will be able to fill out your application. So here's what you're going to do next. Oh, not that one. Sorry about that, everyone.
That's okay.
Technical issues at hand.
Okay,
so let's take a quick look at your quiz results. So your quiz results. So you all put out that there, and what we have, if you have 6 or more no's, then you really need this program. Okay, and again, the investment for this webinar, because we know there's special people out in the world that need this message, we've got a special offer for you today.
So the webinar special is just $9,995. The reason we're doing that is because with the power of the internet, we're able to leverage our time. So we want to give you that discount. We also have a full pay special where you can save an extra $2,000 when you do the full pay. So you can get it for just $79.95. And again, you're not committing to the program quite yet. We need to make sure that you're the right fit. So by clicking the Apply Now button, you're simply signing up for a strategy session. You're simply signing up for your speaker breakthrough session. And if at any point in time in that conversation you decide you're not a fit, or your Big Impact strategist decides you're not a fit, no worries. You got some value, you got to talk to someone one-on-one, you got some more clarity. But if you're a fit and we're a fit, then we'll go ahead and proceed.
That's right.
And we also have really flexible payment plans. So for some of you that are really struggling with getting clients and you're not sure where the money's going to come from, payment plans, baby.
That's right.
Let's finance this and actually help you afford the education and the training that you need.
Thousands of people get loans for universities all the time.
Yep.
That's the way that education is created. So if you have questions, I noticed John mentioned here, I'm resistant to how I can afford it part. How do I say that when I have when people are month to month? I remember those days. Yes, we do have flexible payment plans, John. That would be that. But if you have questions around the program, what it entails, how to get involved, does it apply to you, please type them here, and we'll hang out with you a few minutes to really help you with that. Because we know that this university is something that really is making a difference. So, like we said, it's by application and interview only. These are your next steps. You're going to click the Apply Now link. Then you're going to go over and fill out the application, the deposit and application form. After you click that button, you'll move you over to the speaker breakthrough session where you can actually schedule your interview with a big impact strategist.
And this is a complimentary speaker breakthrough session. Just that session alone is worth like $500.
And it's completely free.
It's completely free. You have nothing to lose whatsoever. So for those of you that know this is for you and you're like, okay, I'm at least going to take the next step. I'm going to do the speaker breakthrough session. Just click on Apply Now, fill out your form, and schedule your speaker breakthrough session.
And just in talking to John and people that are in that same boat as his, so often in business, one of the things that keeps us stuck is we are thinking 3 or 4 or 5 actions ahead. What I would encourage you to do is, if you like, this is right for me, I know Ben and Jen, I want these results, but I don't know how I can afford it. What you can afford is you can afford the time, energy, and commitment to show up for a speaker breakthrough
Absolutely.
session. Allow that experience to open up new ways of thinking.
Yes.
That's what it takes down to, is you've got to do something different. You've got to do something new. You got to do something you're not used to doing. You've got to get out of your comfort zone, whether that means going ahead and spending money and finding the money or doing something different. The most important thing is to break the pattern that's keeping you stuck.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
And so these are your next action steps. Go ahead and click on the Apply Now button. Take that. It'll take you over to you. You can fill out your form.
Yes. Yes. So Jonathan says we're talking already on Monday.
Yeah.
Woo, Jonathan.
All right. Fantastic,
Yay.
Jonathan. That's great.
Awesome. 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 Yes. And if you have any other questions, what were your biggest takeaways from today? We're going to hang out here for a little bit, so let's chat.
Yeah, let's chat. I mean, let us
chat.
know what were your biggest takeaways. Where is some inner game support that you need? What can we do to really help you have the brilliant impact that you're here to make?
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And it's interesting. Once you really master the Speak Your Path to Cash system, are there steps? Are there things to master? Are there areas for you to skill up in? Absolutely. Absolutely. But here's the thing. Compared to what? Compared to what you're already doing, it's 3 easy steps to master. Right. We're not saying you need to master Facebook and YouTube and technology and all these things. I mean, you're already putting out all this energy. Why not have it come back to you tenfold?
Right.
So yeah, the Speak Your Path to Cash system has been a total game changer for us. And that's really what we want for you, to be able to make your own hours, to be able to make great money. We were able to have a dream wedding. I didn't even think that was possible. About 2.5, well, we've been together now for 2.5 years. So about 3 years ago, I didn't know how I was going to pay rent. I was living paycheck to paycheck. So we feel you. We really feel you. We know where you're at, and there is hope. There is hope, and you can do this. You can change your life.
And I think something, and I don't know if we've ever really talked about this, but I think it's something that really does. Shannon and I feel like we're a lot like everyone, just like you. And I do think the one thing that separates us from the average person is that we have a can-do attitude. We had it in our own life separately, and we have it even stronger when we come together. You've got to have a belief that something different can happen in your life, and then it can happen fast.
Yes.
You've got to believe in miracles, and you got to align yourself with the miraculous impulse that is the nature of this world. And that is and it starts with this belief that if I'm on this call and this is talking to me, there's a reason why the universe put me here. And if the universe put me here, there's a way for me to make this happen. There's a way for me to have an impact. There's a way for me to make a difference.
Yes, yes. And Penny's asking, can you repeat real quick the 3 stages?
We call them the 3 phases.
Yeah, the 3 phases of business. Okay, so the 3 phases of business.
I don't want to have to worry about Facebook, YouTube, et cetera, until later. That's
exactly.
Correct.
Great.
That's
okay, so the first phase is profitability. You're rocking phase 1 when you're consistently making at least $10,000 a month. So most of you on this call today are in profitability. Now, so the best way to get there is by speaking and networking and getting strategy sessions.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I just want to say and it means each of these phases are about the focus.
Yes.
Okay. So the focus of phase 1 is profitability, and you've got to get good at focus. Business is about focus.
Yes.
And so you've got to get really good at focusing on profitability, which means if you're building a website, you're not being profitable.
Yeah.
Okay, the amount of time it takes you to learn WordPress, deal with all the nuances, the workarounds, the self-trainings, all that sort of stuff, the amount of time that takes could be spent on getting a speaking gig.
Yes.
Could have you in front of your ideal audience, impacting lives, having enrollment conversations. So each phase of the business is a focus and a certain level of skill that you have to acquire or skill up in.
Yeah.
So in phase one, it's your focus is profitability, and there's a series of skills you need to learn.
Yep. And phase two is all about leverage. So leverage, systems, and team.
Correct.
Now you're profitable in your business, so you can hire a team. You can get the support that you need. And then phase three is all about automation. So this is where you do Facebook ads, you do YouTube videos, maybe you do a video blog, a lot of the stuff that some of you are doing now, and you're wondering why it's not working. Well, you need a solid foundation built in your business. And we go deeper. If you haven't seen the third video in the video series, make sure you watch that.
Yeah.
It's a kick-ass video. Definitely watch that before you do your speaker breakthrough session. It's not that long. You could watch it today, you know, and then you'll have a better overall framework of the three phases of business.
And so phase two, it's all about leverage, and that's your focus is leverage. So how can you leverage your message? Because you got your message dialed in phase one. How can you leverage it to have more reach and more impact? And then now that you've got clear of your market research, clear of your profitability and how to be profitable, now you're leveraging it with team and systems, and then you take it into automation, which allows your business to work for you so that you're making money while you sleep. You're able to generate a global connection all over the world through the internet, which is something that people like Martin Luther King didn't have. He didn't have autoresponders. He didn't have Facebook. He didn't have social media. And yet he created a worldwide movement that has changed race relations across the world.
It's changed the world.
It's changed the world.
Forever.
And he is just a glimpse of what's to come for the future change agents in the world.
Yes.
The orators that can speak with that kind of power and eloquence and impact social change.
Yeah.
That's you.
That is you.
That could be you.
Yes.
And you just need some fundamental hand-holding that walks you through a system and a process that empowers you to have the impact you're here to have.
Yeah, and Jonathan is asking, what is the 3-day Big Impact Live? So some of you are already enrolled in Big Impact Live. That's coming up in November. At Big Impact Live, we go even deeper into the Speak Your Path to Cash system. We basically teach you the system versus in Big Impact University, we actually get it done, okay? So it's included when you sign up for Big Impact University, it is included in your program.
Yeah,
you get to come to Big Impact Live.
And Big Impact Live, we've built it to be the rock star event of personal development. So it's a lot of fun, high energy, and we do a lot of mindset stuff there as well. Because we want, when someone comes to Big Impact Live, we want them to have an experience that shifts the way they look at life and look at business, so that they're walking away fundamentally more empowered in their belief system than then when they arrived.
Yes.
So it's a really powerful 3 days that shapes who you are and how you look at business, especially the way business is meant to be done moving forward in this world.
And it's a really great complement to Big Impact University, because you get the overview of the system of how to put it all together. And then in Big Impact University, you actually get the support and the mentorship and the distinctions on how to do it the right way for you. Right? So it's the difference between knowing something and actually doing it and getting the results.
Okay. And so we're about ready to call it a day. I don't see a whole lot of questions. We'd love to stay on here and ask questions. And you should be picking our brains, because you're really good mentors.
It is. That's another point.
They should make sure you click on the button that takes you over to your form.
Yes,
that apply now. That takes you over, allows you to get set up for your free speaker breakthrough session. Fill out the application questions there, and then have some really good questions to come to that call to ask.
Yes.
And then we can see if you're a good fit for Big Impact University.
Yep. So just click the Apply Now button. That will get you over to schedule your speaker breakthrough session, and you'll talk with one of our Big Impact strategists, and then we can determine if you're ready and if you're the right fit for the program. The other thing we didn't mention is you get 2 mentors, two 7-figure mentors for the investment of one.
That's right.
So that is a nice little asset as well, because especially in the Big Impact support calls, Mark and I are both giving our take on things, you know, so you're getting both of our experience for the investment of one. So make sure you click on apply now and get signed up for your complimentary speaker breakthrough session.
And then Kendra wanted to know where the painting in the back. She said that's a really cool
our
painting.
painting.
So
oh my God, yes.
I painted that in my imagination.
Oh, please.
And it
Yeah.
manifested. No, actually, you can get
Let's
that.
see.
That's at Bed Bath & Beyond. So we're big spenders on fine art.
I
Yes.
know, totally.
But it's got our rock and roll theme.
It's rock and roll,
and
baby.
we love it.
Rock and roll. Yes.
Well, we just want to let you know now is the time to ask any last minute questions before we turn it loose. And we just want you guys to realize that we believe in you and we're in your corner and by your side. Find mentors for your business, whether it's us or someone else. Find mentors that you can feel their heart, that have a system and have proven results with their clients. That's the kind of person to take a serious look at investing in. When you're ready for your business to grow, you're ready for your life to change, you have to invest in mentorship.
Yeah.
And so do it somewhere as long as it's in alignment with you and in alignment with your heart.
Awesome.
We just absolutely love you guys, and we just want you to realize that you could be the next rock star.
Rock star, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Have a great day.
Bye. Bye. Back in black.